Good morning. Before we do anything, I wanted to do some features, book features, and my features today will they'll span all the genres. So we'll go into graphic novels, comics, and we'll start there. The work of Jean Luen Yang is at the top, American-born Chinese, right here in the center. Is probably his most famous, but the story of a kid and he's resisting his Chinese heritage and culture. He just wants to be this normal teen, and a kid from Taiwan comes, but he doesn't want anything to do with this kid. He's like, I'm too busy. I'm just being the all American kid and trying to win the all American girl's heart. So this book is a lot about finding your own identity, finding pride in it, and all of his work. It tears down stereotypes about Asian community and Asian culture. Boxers and Saints is about the Boxer Revolution. So this is a war story, but told in comic form. And so I have both of those in my library. And and then Dragon Hoops. That's a new one that just came out and won the Prince Award, and really cool. And I have a kid reading that right now. Front Desk and Three Keys are new in the last couple of years, and I love Front Desk. This girl lives a life of secrets. She doesn't want anyone to know that she actually lives in a motel. Her parents run it. Her parents hide immigrants in the motel, and they could lose everything if this was found out. And then lastly, she wants to be a writer, but her mom really does not encourage it. She's like, "You're just learning English. You have no business being a writer. Stick to your math." But this has won so many different awards, and it goes into the sequel, which takes up her life at the motel in year two. And then Girl in Translation. This one is a little bit more edgy, and starts with Kimberly and her mom. They've left Hong Kong, and she comes to the United States, speaks no English. They have no money. They're in tons of debt, and so they come to New York, and they just want a better life. And they have to live in this horrible Brooklyn apartment that is infested with cockroaches. And this girl's brilliant. She's teaching herself English, and she wants to do really well in school to help rise them out of poverty. But at night, she has to go to work at a sweatshop with her mom in a factory sewing and just literally working your fingers to the bone and the exhaustion. But so it's kind of how she invents herself, her double life as this girl in this apartment and sweatshop worker, but also this brilliant student and the doors that open for her, and goes into her years as a young adult and romance and that. More features on our next slide. I'm okay. Just has won quite a few awards, and this kid, he's been raised by a single mom, and she's working three jobs to make ends meet. So he has all these different schemes to try to make money and help his family. And the latest one is this brilliant money making idea, a hair braiding business at school. So he's braiding these girls' hair, but they can't pay him a whole lot, and it gets a little complicated with relationships um, and then his mom is starting to date, and he's not sure if he's okay with that. So this one's a lot of honesty, a lot of coming of age, finding your identity, and it's actually really quite funny. And then I want to feature Inside Out and Back Again right here. This book is told in verse, so it's like a poem. And the girl, she escapes war torn Vietnam and comes to America, and so it's told in poetry form of just opening your eyes and what it's like to find culture and her experience trying to really kind of assimilate but also maintain that her identity as a Vietnamese young woman. And then same author, Butterfly Yellow, takes place at the end of the Vietnam War. This girl, she's rushing to the airport. She's trying to get her brother out of here on a plane, get them to a better life. And he's ripped from her arms, and she doesn't see him. And later they connect. She finds out he's in America, so she makes this harrowing journey. But he doesn't remember really anything about her and their life in Vietnam. And so she feels like, oh, you've lost all your culture and who you are. And so brilliant piece. And I just had a student read it and loved. So these are just a few of the titles. Stanford Wong flunks big time's a fun one. This kid, he flunks English, so he has to give up basketball camp for the summer and get tutored by this Chinese girl, and what happens with that? The Great Wall of Lucy Wu. I love that one. She's living the most epic year of her life. Her sister went to college. She gets to take over her sister's half of the room, but then her great aunt comes from China, and she has to share it. And then and it was this one. She's an athlete. She got a little boyfriend action going on, and just all of her story about figuring out who she is and her greater identity of her heritage as in a Chinese family. So these are just a few of my features celebrating Asian authors. So email me, email Mrs. McCaskey, Mr. Cheney. We have a lot of these in our classroom.